What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Subnautica, where we're going to hang out for a little bit and test out our Seamoth. You were faithful and you decided to join me. Oops, I bumped into my Seamoth. It makes a loud noise when you bump into it. Just be aware. It may scare you slightly when you bump into it. So this is for deep sea exploration, like things lower than 100 meters, where it'll take you too much time to get down there. This is what it looks like. You've got like all kinds of random stuff in here. I mean, as of right now, you've got health, you've got energy. The health seems to regenerate sometimes, but other times not. Just sort of depends. But yeah, we want to get started. I mean, I would really love to make the Titan or whatever the hell. What's that other thing called? You can lose your ship, by the way, so be careful about that. Like, I don't know if there's a way to change the pitch of the ship while we're in here. There we go. I think you can. I think you can roll it, kind of. I'm not sure. Let's leave it down here. You can lose it. I've lost mine before, so be careful. It's no fun building a second one after you lose the first one. What we want to do right now is we want to start getting things together. Now we've got some air sac. Yeah. Let's go ahead and eat an air sac real fast. And once we eat that, we'll be in better shape. There we go. So now that we've eaten that, we've got a little bit more health ready to go. Let's try and secure our... Let's try and secure some resources for maybe surviving a little bit longer. So what I'm going to try and do is let's try and find some calcium. We'll try and find a couple of critters down here that we can eat. Try and find some salt. Just get ready for it. What is this? Emery. Okay, I definitely don't need that. Emery you only really need for knives. I'm also going to grab any metal we see along the way because I'm going to start accumulating that back at our base because we need a fairly considerable amount of metal in order to make the next craft. So keep that in mind as we're playing. Let me have a look around here. I think we should be able... Ah, there's a Gary fish. Caught myself a Gary fish last night. Grab ourselves a Gary fish, wield him like a club because that's what you do with fish after you catch them. You wield them like clubs. These little guys are tougher to catch, so I'm just going to grab some Gary fish around here. Looks like we got a couple pieces of metal that we can make use of as well. But first, let's grab salt. And a bit, what is this? Is that flint or gold? That's flint. We could use gold later on, so I'm keeping my eye out for it. We also need some more copper, so I don't think it would necessarily be... It wouldn't counteract our strategy for me to loot a couple things of zinc and stuff like that along the way, too. Our oxygen's almost at 25%, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Let's grab... Hey, you, peeper, get over here. There we go. We've got enough to make it back to the surface. We're not actually that deep down. I mean, in real life, yeah, 27 meters. Oh, we want that copper. Hold on. We need that copper for later. If I have to drown to get that copper, oh well. If you need to make it back up to the surface faster, my recommendation would be to hold down the space bar and the W key while aiming sort of diagonally up in the air. Works pretty well for getting you up to the surface faster than just holding the space bar and faster than just swimming straight upwards. I didn't stay up long enough to get my... See, I give advice and then I don't follow it. Let's get our oxygen refilled real fast. There we are. Back down we go to grab this piece of metal over here. Oh, I'm so excited about this next ship. If we can figure out where the unobtainium is, I think that this is going to be a blast. So what we can do... I can bring back one metal with me. Nighttime approaches. Okay, well that's... I mean, it doesn't worry me that much. That's fine by me. Oh, inventory's full? Alright. I was hoping it would move some of the slots around to make that function properly for us, but oh well. Not a big deal. I'm actually going to put some of the stationary stuff down here that doesn't float or drift. What we can do is I'm going to dump the metal down here. And that'll just hang out at that spot right there, and we can come back for it later. And I just need to remember that we have 3 or 4 metal already collected. Not going to take our ship back for right now. What I'd prefer to do... Let's actually find some coral to deface. And once we've done that, I'll bring back some calcium and we'll purify some water too. Because before we go on our big, like, adventure quest to find, like, all of the fun stuff that we need, I would rather have, like, full up sustenance and full up hydration so that we don't have to worry about... There's one right there. There's brain anemones, which are around kind of like in those little areas. That thing right there is the thing that shoots poppers at you. Be careful about it. Mr. Popper's explosives. We'll break this. Hopefully it doesn't bug out. Every now and again these bug out and then they don't let you collect calcium anymore. It looks like they bugged out on us. Unfortunate. So that's going to affect every calcareous body in the game, and that's a pretty consistent bug. I don't know if you can fix it by making a new knife. I've never managed to fix it yet. I've played around with a couple different options, but it should affect all of them. It should have already broken after the 3rd hit, is what I'm saying. So unfortunately... Yeah, we may be locked out of actually getting water from here on out. It's a bug that happens, and I can't reset the game to fix it without, you know, everything dying on us here. Let's try a few more of them, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. we'll just kind of have to die whenever we run out of hydration. There's not much that I can do about it because you use way too much salt. Let's see, maybe we can find a brain anemone. Sometimes those don't bug out. They're around here somewhere. Your knife will break eventually, just as like a heads up. But I'm pretty sure it breaks all of them. Like once they stop giving you calcium, I'm pretty sure it affects all of the different nodes. Let's see if we can find a brain anemone down here. And if we can find a brain anemone, we might be able to wiggle our way around the specifics. Those things are kind of dickish, so watch out. That little red thing over there, he will more than likely try to wound us in some horrible fashion, so watch out for him. But like, he's got a knife! The fish has got a knife! You just gotta watch out for it. Gotta watch out for it. This is a rough area of town. This is like the hood of the deep sea adventure area, so be careful. Let's dive down. We don't have a flashlight right now, so I apologize. It's gonna get a little bit dark. I'm gonna try and fly by a bit of memorization here. I don't know what those are. A hoverfish? Sure, I'll check them out right now to see if maybe we can use them later for something, but we need salt as well so that we can prepare some of these fish. Salt is going to be really, really difficult to find underwater at this hour. We do have a flashlight, so the salt has the tendency to blend into the background, though, once nightfall comes along, so be ready. I don't see any brain anemones or anything yet. I was hoping we could find one. These deep sea areas can get a little rowdy. Those critters over there, you see that glowing green thing? They fire projectile diarrhea at you, and that's how they kill you. I'm not even joking. They're like, and they spray like green shit everywhere, and it's bad for you. Very, very bad for you. It's unfortunate. Can I eat you? A spadefish. Okay. Yeah, I'm working on it right now. I am working on fixing it. Unfortunately, the deep sea areas are where you get all the valuable stuff in the game. So gold, and what the hell is that? Oh my god, I've never seen that before. But basically, once you get down to these like hadal depths, it gets a little bit. This isn't actual hadal. I'm just calling it hadal because it's like the deepest part of the game. But yeah, this is what you need the exploratory vessel for. The exploratory vessel. We're actually not that far from our base. I may mark this with a beacon so that I know how to get to the deep sea area again. But we need salt, and we need to find ourselves better calcium. I was hoping that there would be something else that we could harvest that would not be bugged out, but as of right now, the little calcium bodies at the bottom tend to, at least in my experience, they bug out. I don't know if they're bugged or if the knife is too dull to get them. I think they're bugged out, though, because even with a fresh knife, it doesn't typically work very well. Let's grab our frogman. We'll see if there's anything down here we can grab. What is this? Can I slash it with a knife? It looks like I can. It's not harvestable, though. I may try and make a new knife and see if that fixes it, because it seems like I'm not sure how the whole thing works. What are these? We're at 100 meters right now. Purple fans. All right. Well, let's get back up to the surface. I don't know if we're gonna make it or not. We're pretty close. You've got a pretty good amount of like wiggle room when it comes to getting back up to the surface. Even after you make it, you can survive quite a while with no oxygen. Like, you get an extra 10 seconds after you run out. What the hell is that noise? God damn, that's unnerving. That noise does not make me happy. Where is our... Okay, so let's go back to our pod. I think I'm just going to focus on... Sometimes you need to refresh it. Like, from time to time, it feels like this thing does not go very fast. But I think that might also be my relative, like, distance from other landmarks that allow you to see the actual speed that you're moving at. I don't know. I think that's probably... Probably a perceptional thing. I don't know. Let's try and make a new knife. See if maybe that'll fix it. We got more than enough metal back at base, and I'll pick up anything I can find along the way. We need some more emery in order for this to work properly. Whoa! There's a volcanic vent. What comes out of the volcanic vent? What was that? It despawned. Interesting. Oh, God. Okay, so it burns you. Alright, that was to be expected. It's an interesting little test. These are floaters over here. I'm thinking what's going to happen later on is you can collect them. They don't hurt you, but you can attach them to things and they float them up to the surface. I think you're going to be able to use those for salvage later on in the game by collecting a bunch of floaters, and then you can attach them to an object and it'll float them up to the surface. That's what they seem to be used for right now. You can pick them up and you can attach them to things, and they always float things up to the surface, so that's what I've been fiddling with them with. They don't seem to float a lot of things right now. They can float rocks and they can float various resources, but much beyond that. The purple fans we may be able to get membranes out of. I don't know if the membranes are implemented just yet, but we'll see what we can do here. We can't get any more metal. Alright, let's just head back to base. Where is it? by the way. BT dubs. A little bit lost right now. A little bit lost and confused. I would love to be able to make it back to base. We still haven't seen any of the other sea anemones either. We should have the stuff we need to make our next equipment, though. I think. Let's go back up to the surface. Let's get ourselves fed. Then we'll focus on getting ourselves some more calcium so that we can purify some more water. We aren't going to survive the episode if we don't get that done, so it's not a big deal when you die. Medium-sized but pure. Okay, so let's try that so we can maybe get some more water out of it. The hoverfish appear to be a little bit more nutritious, I guess. Oh, not really. Never mind. They aren't that useful. I guess the peepers remain one of the more valuable fish. The Gary fish aren't that great for it either. I'll eat the peeper that we have on here. Shove that peeper on into my mouth. There it is. So that'll give us a little bit more water. The purple fans, I don't know if we can use those just yet. I haven't seen a membrane anywhere. You can craft a membrane. If you go into this menu, it says that for a membrane, you can make a basic water source. But for right now, bleach is the only one I've ever been able to make. I'm going to try and make a new knife. We've got the metal and we need some emery. So let's go track down some emery real fast. I'll probably ditch this knife down below the bottom of the ocean, possibly. I don't know. Actually, it doesn't look like it's going to be kind and allow me to ditch it. Alright, well. Let's see if we can find some emery real fast. Those alligator things like to be in these. There it is. That's exactly what I needed. Sehr good. So let's go back up here. We're going to ditch this knife and see if maybe a new knife will work better. I don't know if the knives bug out after you harvest one calcium source, but they appear to do so. I tried to get around that by, you know, leaving a bunch of calcium at my base. I was hoping the bug wouldn't get us, but it looks like it's got us, so we'll just have to deal with it. So the new knife, we'll see if the bug is related to the knife, or if the bug is related to... He's stealing my metal, you little son of a bitch. Aw, he stole all my metal. You little rat. Oh man. Alright, so let's see if we can find ourselves something to drink first. Till we find that, our adventures will not be safe over the long term. So if we can find... There's one right there. Let's try that out. See if the new knife will break this thing apart. Nope, it's not related to the knife. That should have broken already. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to die of suffocation. I'm sorry, we're going to die of dehydration, unfortunately, and there's nothing I can do about that. What I may try to do to circumnavigate that, so the bug is related to the nodes, I guess. Yeah. You should be able to get calcium off of those, but it's not letting us. Let's... Hey, extra copper, I'll take it. I always like more copper. Let's see if we can possibly find a brain anemone down here. See if the bug is only related to these little fan anemones. We don't have the space to bring metal along with us right now. No brain anemones, unfortunately. They look like brains. If you're wondering what I'm looking for, they look very specifically. I think I may have tested this, though, too. We may not be able to find one. So what I might try and do right now... Well... Let me figure out where we can get membranes from, because I'll be able to track them down if I know. But let's see where we can get a membrane from. Okay, so apparently we get a... It looks like we get membranes by killing an air sac with a knife. I guess that's how we handle it. I'm going to go look for a membrane, though. It's kind of a big deal at this point. We sort of, like, have to handle this problem. Hopefully our knife doesn't, like, bug out and not affect the air sacs. Otherwise, we're going to be in deepa diddly doodly. So let's go find an air sac and see if maybe we can cut him open and take his membranes. All I see is peepers right now. We should be able to find an air sac up in one of these more, like, benthic areas, I guess. Is that what it was? I don't remember if it was benthic or not. I think it's benthic. Nothing to be had for right now. There's a boomerang right there. Damn. Wait, I think there's one right there. Indeed, it looks like there is. Let's see if we can get him. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Killing nature with a knife. Do 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 do. Do do. Oh yeah, look. Apparently you can harvest like infinite membranes off them, so that's actually a great way to keep ourselves alive. Let's go refill our water quota right now, and after we refill our water quota, then we can finally get back to the task. Get back to the fishing mission. Or back to the mission of fishing all kinds of random flotsam out of the water. So let's use this to make ourselves filtered water. I bet that's probably only going to give us a little bit, but now that I know how to do it, that's actually a big deal because I hadn't looked that up, and I'm glad that I did at this point. Grab that. Now we are going to have to go and kill off those gators that are around our base. If we don't kill them off, the problem that we're going to run into is that they're going to steal all of our random little bits of metal, and there's nothing that we can do about that. Let's drink this filtered water. Oh, H2O plus 10. That's actually not quite as good as I was hoping it would be, but that's fine. It's not a giant deal because that allows us to save all of our resources for fish. So, you know what? At least we're not using up our salt, creating both water and food, so things to think about right there. Alright, so now we're looking very, very good. Let's go on a dive hunt. What we have to do is we have to kill off all these gators down in here, because you can see they're dragging our metal all over the place. And so let's get in here. They don't tend to, like, fight you very hard. If you can get below them, they don't seem to fight. If you get in front of them, though, that's when they can bite you. Okay, he's dead. So we killed them off. They'll start dropping carbon once you've killed them. We don't need the carbon. Definitely don't need the purple fans either. Let's get down in here. Actually, I will take my fans in any color. Don't let me be obtuse right now. If you're pink or purple or whatever, you can still be a fan of the Nerd Castle. It's alright by me. And in so doing this, we should be able to keep them the hell away from our metal now so that we can start stockpiling it over on this side. You do have enough inventory space to carry around 10 metal at a time. It's just a lot easier if these little dickhead critters that are running around don't steal it from you. Did I get stuck in the clipping? Okay, I got stuck in the clipping. There we go. So there's 3 bits of metal. Our submersible's right over there. Did I say submersible? I think I said submersible. A submersible. Keep your nipples nice and dry when you dive down into the ocean. By Splattercat. By Splattertech. Ooh, I like that better. I don't think I need any more salt. I think we're pretty good on salt right now. I heard one of the gators. Where is he? You can hear them. They make a little, like, T-Rex noise. Well, maybe it's just coming from somewhere. There he is. Okay, so what we want to do is we can actually steal his stockpile too. There's no honor among thieves. So, if you're trying to collect metal, you can actually go to a lot of the locations where they're running around, and you can steal their metal once they deposit it wherever they leave it, once they're, like, happy with its positioning. They will, however, try and protect the metal when you steal it, so be aware. It can happen. They go off and they hunt peepers and things like that too in their own time. So let's steal the metal real fast. It looks like they might be respawning from this zone, so we may have to drop the metal off somewhere else where it's more easily protected. I don't feel like reacquiring our metal over and over and over again because these little bastards don't want to leave it in one spot. There we go. There's 5 metal. That one's actually falling down to the bottom, weirdly enough. I've never seen the metal do that. Okay, well, more metal collected. I think I'm going to try... We're going to have to find gold from the bottom of the ocean. So the really, really deep areas, that's where you get the gold from. While you're here, however, we don't really need that. We can get by just using our little frogman unit for now. I say that because it's so easy to, like, lose. Ooh, there he is right there. Okay, so let me cut a few more bladders off one of these fish over here. There we go, and then I'll loot him so that we can have some dinner too. Num 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 num. Alright, so we got that taken care of. We needed metal. And so as far as I know, we have 5 metal collected right now. I may actually, the spadefish, oh wow, the spadefish is good for you. I'm gonna eat him right now. I'm gonna eat him raw. That works out great for us. Welcome to my gullet, spadefish. I think what we should, there we go. There's some more metal. So that's gonna be 8 metal now. We are going to have to swim this back to our base. Our inventory's full. Damn. Alright, so let's get rid of the Gary fish. We'll allow him to be alive. I'm going to keep the air sacs, though. I'll get rid of the zinc because we don't really need it right now. And so that's going to be 8 metal that we've collected for our overall submarine experience. Let's go back to base and see if we can get this all cataloged and ready to go. My frame rate is dropping off really heavily, so I think there is a memory leak in the game somewhere. I'm not really sure what controls it or what causes it, but as I play the game longer and longer, my performance gets worse and worse and worse. I can actually check in between episodes. Well, as I say that, it just recovered back up to like 150 frames, so I don't know. I just don't know anymore. I think it's just the random stuff that's around actually affects him. Like, I think the random stuff that you leave floating around affects the performance of the game. There we go. So we've got 8 metal down here. It's looking real good right now. Looking real good. What I'd like to do before we finish the episode is at least get the 10 metal gathered so that on the next episode we can go on adventure quest for gold. I know where we can get that. It's at the bottom of the ocean. And then that additionally gives me a little bit of time to figure out where in the hell we can get unobtainium from. So let's look for the final 2 pieces of metal that we need right now. I'm probably going to grab some more salt along the way too, because I'm always out of salt, and so I'd rather... There they are. There's our 2 pieces of metal, so let's go. Uno. Hey, get in here. Uno. And dos. I'm not calling Uno. I don't have all the cards I need to complete the set. We're not playing Uno right now. We're just gathering materials. Let's go back to our base. And once we get back to there, I'll probably break this one off a little bit early because I need to do some investigatory work. Or some investigative work. I'm making up words right now, even though other suitable words already exist. It's a habit of mine. Yeah, I think it's the flotsam that you leave laying around that actually affects the performance. Maybe it allocates more and more memory positions for each of these that it has display or something. I'm not sure. Not really sure, but my performance definitely seems to be affected when I come over here. So our 10 metal's all ready to go. We're finished with the metal that we need for our new submarine. Let's jump back onto the constructor and get a nice little head count of everything else that we need. Alright, it might actually be smart to put the constructor on the roof. I don't know if you can do that, but let's try, actually. Let's pick up the... Oh, it launched us into the air. Did you see that? When we picked up the constructor, it gave us a little boot. Alright, well, let's climb up the ladder. And if I can take this onto the roof and deploy it... Oh, it's not going to let me do that? Okay. So it launches you off the roof when you try. That's fine. Doesn't hurt my feelings at all. I just figured it'd be easier to use if it was up on the roof, so that we weren't constantly trying to swim around in the ocean, make this thing happen. Constructors. So to make the Cyclops, we need 5 glass, we need a battery, we need gold, and we need unobtainium. Let's get the glass right now because that's actually pretty simple. Glass is not a big deal. All that we need is the quartz. How much quartz do I have in my inventory right now? 1. So we need 5 quartz. Let's focus on that first, since that tends to be the thing that hides from me. Quartz, where are you with your lovely luscious little crystals? With your prismatic features, where are you, little quartz crystal? I know you're here somewhere. It likes to hide in this grass, too. Sometimes way in the back of these. And a little bit of zinc right there. Some mushrooms. I think we are going to need a carbon battery. So let's get that. I think we only need... I don't remember. I think we need zinc and carbon to make the battery. But quartz is the thing of the day right now, and I bet there's going to be a whole bunch down here, and it's easier to see once all of the fauna and flora have dispersed. Never killed one of those little guys right there. They're too adorable. They're like little manta ray penguins, and I feel bad about killing them. Like little, I guess, paganta rays is what I would call them. Keep staring at the bottom of the ocean for a little bit and see if we can find some more quartz. Oxygen's holding out, so I'm not concerned. There's one. There is an odd sound. Oh, nope, poppers right there. Watch out for the poppers. Alright, so there's poppers over on that side. We want to do now... I would love to get all the quartz that I need right now instead of having to deal with it later. It would be my preference. But we're out of air, so let's at least go back up to the surface before we concern ourselves with further quartz crystals. I don't want to become like a permanent fixture of the bottom of the ocean right now. Nighttime approaches. Well, good for it, but I still need a bit more quartz. How much do we have? We have 3. We need 2 more. Let's see if we can find this anywhere. There's one. And... little quartz crystals, where are you? Are you down here? Nope, that's a salt crystal, but there's a quartz crystal right here. Right next to this deep sea tuba. Oh, that's really cool. I love that you can swim through that. Oh, it put us in a cave. Holy shit. I don't know if I have the oxygen to oh, God. So those right there, peepers. Can't deal with those with where we're at right now. They'll launch too many mines and we'll be almost insta-gibbed if we go down in there. However, I'm willing to bet that if we can make it to the back end of the cave, there will be good stuff. The few caves that I have found that are populated with deadly monsters and mobs, they almost always have gold or like a whole bunch of good stuff at the end of them. So we are going to have to do a little bit of search and rescue in the next episode, but I am excited to do it. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of our early access preview of Subnautica. This is not going to be a full playthrough, just like 4 or 5 episodes, just to kind of wet our whistle for the overall experience. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do.